Hello everyone, I'm back, the one and only Sexy Sand, and I'm glad you all stopped by to be with me because today we are talking about something that has been a pleasure since time began for mankind. Later though, pretty much in the 60s, 50s and 60s, it became something that was a pleasure also that could be spoken out loud for women too. So what could that be? Take a guess, take a guess. The oldest profession in the world? Yes, we're going to talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Yes, sex. Sexy Sand would do nothing less than talk about sex, right? So, this is one thing I've observed while being fabulously me, is that women don't dress for men. We could care less what you like. We dress in competition with each other as women. That's correct. And you all just fall on the bandwagon. Okay, they all doing this, we love it. Then we switched up and we do this and then you love it. We switch up and do this and then you love it. But don't ever think that the costume, our outerwear, what we want to project to the world in our arraignment to speak for us, beautiful, intelligent, homey, what have you. We have outfits for the person we want to portray, and women will follow each other on fads. So I got pink hair. Somebody started pink hair and thought it was something that all women started trying to dye their hair light rainbow color. They wasn't doing it for men. The man was like, what the hell? Pink hair? But they didn't say it, because here we go. They are so used to the women changing it up. You got to buy a DK purse. What is it? MK purse. You got to wear red bottoms. You got to have hair to your butt. You have to have a big butt. So, women don't dress for men to attract men. Men will notice what's going on, but it's always a competition between woman and woman, how much more beautiful I am, how much more beautiful, and you press it and you press it and you press it, and people be getting those Botox and facelift till you can't even recognize them anymore. That's how important the competition is, how ingrained it is. It takes a strong person to step out of, I will always be in the most popular costume, or I'm paying attention to every outward part of woman. And that's why we probably stab each other in the back. When you're in constant competition, you get a little angry. When you done did your eyelashes and you look good, then she does hers the same way and she look fantastic and everybody complimenting her, you want to stab her in the back. So a lot of the viciousness that we have is on this competition of looks. And we say it's to attract men. Women ain't thinking about getting married. Or else they would do the thing men ask of them. They're not thinking about that. The competition must continue on hundreds of dollars a month to make the outward appearance the same as the sexy category is defined at that day and time, year, month, what have you. So don't think men don't do it either, because you cannot tell me, a 20-something? Yeah, a 20-something young lady, that those sagging pants hanging beneath the curve of men's butts is something that they're doing for women. Oh no, you look nasty. You don't even look like your clothes have been washed. You don't have good looking colors. It's gray and black and blue. That's about it. Who wants to see that? You got the checks here and solids. Y'all are not doing that to attract women. That's a bro code. That's an outward uniform saying for you out loud, hey, I'm part of the group. This here means I'm cool. I'm going to put my pants down, and that's what's going to happen. Men that have inner strength, inner self-esteem, they're not going to drop their pants down like that to fit in that group. So we do put an outward uniform on, and people get to judge it right then. And a lot of us whether we admit it or not, hate or not, pretend or not. We're like, oh, I don't want to be stereotyped for my looks. You don't want to be stereotyped in a bad way for your looks, but you do want to be stereotyped in a good way as belonging to a group of people you have selected and that are cool, funny, money, whatever it is you did and what group you joined. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that up because there's some beautiful black people. There's some beautiful white people. We are gorgeous. And there are many forms of gorgeous. We don't want to cut this one out or this one out or this one out. It's just the range of beauty that God created. And I always say people don't know the burden of beautiful people, how much society forced them to maintain, their beauty. And if they lose that, then they have nothing left. Because society said this is all we care about. If you want us to approve you, you just keep on being beautiful. And time is not always friendly to people. So it's heartbreaking and it's a burden to be beautiful because it's expected every day, every hour, on time. And that's a lot of stress because we're not beautiful at every instant. Sometimes there are beautiful people. And like I said, they're locked in. People expecting them to be beautiful. All right. I'm talking about sex today because I know it's a lot of quarantine love going on for the first month of quarantine. But how long is that going to be maintained throughout this pandemic? People have said that this had to be made up before with people living together and being boyfriend and girlfriend for 10 to 15 years. That the first year of your marriage, if you put a penny in every time you had sex, you'd have a lot of pennies. But if you, after the first year, you took a penny out for how many times you had sex, that jar is not going to empty out. You have way more sex the first year of your marriage and then it declines, right? Everybody knows that, but I don't know what to say with these people 12 years together. I'm sure their sex life declined already or something was going on because that's just the way it is. Boredom, want variety, what have you. So sex is important, and now we're in quarantine. Like I said, the first month was fun. Now you locked in every day with her and him, and I'm sure it's not happening. We're going to get some quarantine babies and stuff, but I'm talking about quarantine love, where you're just wooing her and telling her she's beautiful and she's wooing him, and y'all just in this cloud nine kind of atmosphere, an atmosphere you all created yourselves. Most of the people who get married, they don't know what to do with each other if it's not a movie going on to distract them, music going on to distract them, or they must be in a group of people and they're hanging out in general with the person they like, their mate. But that one-on-one stuff, staying in the house with them, they are totally lost, don't know what to do. Ooh, I'm in the house with her 24 hours, 7 days a week. She like, oh man, I can't go hang out with my girlfriends and hang around. I'm in the house with my husband 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I think that quarantine love kind of loses its appeal, right? But I want to talk about a great lover. I would guess, you don't have to be, but I'm going to say maybe a great lover, Solomon. The reason why I picked Solomon and the Bible, because we are raised not believing we can freely have sex here, there, everywhere. It's restricted, it's put in here, it's put in there. And like I said, for a long time, women weren't supposed to enjoy it. In Africa, the clitoris is cut of young girls, so they won't have any stimulation. For some reason, it's a great thing for men, the more the merrier. But a woman, oh my God, that is like scarlet letter A. But it would be a scarlet letter F. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. And there's such a double standard. We are told we become dirty each time we have sex, right? But a man is lifted up higher and higher and praised every time he does what many people say their name, say the whole experience. You ain't seeing too many women doing that, because men would have a fit if they knew women talked about them and their sexual activity every time they had a sex partner. It's degrading. And people don't do that, but men can do it and get away. So Solomon is someone I want to talk about. He was a king in the Bible, in the Old Testament, and he was the wisest king. And I'm going to change my wonderful pink, see the pink? My wonderful pink shades, and get my other eyes on to bring this to you. So here I go. Whew. What's going on? What's going on? You gotta keep that going. Okay. So, what we know is King David had a child. King David had an adulterous relationship with a woman, and he sent her husband out to be killed. He knew that would happen. And then she was pregnant, and they lost that first child because it was conceived out of wedlock. But the second child they had was named Solomon, and he would go on to inherit David's promise from God of being a leader and over nations and stuff. So Solomon was, his daddy told him he inherited everything and to do as God says and follow him to the letter. Okay, so Solomon was crowned, and it says that 1 Kings 3, chapter 3, verse 5, and 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 9. Said God came to Solomon in a dream, and he said, ask for whatever you want me to give you. Can you imagine that? We don't talk about a genie in a bottle, but what if God came and said, ask of me and I give you whatever it is you want? So, Solomon said, I want a discerning heart so I can govern the people, your people, and distinguish between right and wrong. Wow. He was a king. I don't even know if he played in his mind that I already have riches. That's not what I need to be king. I need to be able to look after my people. All right, I'm going to say this, 45. 45 need to have that attitude. I need to have a discerning heart. Heart matters, people. Your heart matters in every aspect of your life. Don't ever think it don't. And so living with a wounded heart, that is a bad situation. You have to heal it. You have to pet it, be kind to it, let it know it can live again, breathe again, walk again. You know, so he said, I want a discerning heart and the ability to tell right from wrong, good from bad. And God was so impressed with that he cared about others, that he said, okay, I'm going to give you that. And because you asked for that, to rule over your people with a kind heart, I'm going to give you every possible thing, riches beyond your belief. You will be the wealthiest man. And I am going to give you that discerning heart, but a discerning mind, of intellect. There would be no one else comparable to the wisdom I'm going to give you. Okay? But he said, you know what? This is one thing I really don't want you to do. I don't want you to intermarry in religion. Stay in the Jewish faith, the Jewish religion, and the religion of the Israelites. Don't be going for other people's religion. Because those women, if you marry them, they're going to sway you to their gods. It's inevitable. When you get married, you partner with your partner. It happens. That's what happens. You have each other's back. I partner with him, he partners with me. When that is in balance, if we partner on each other's importance and come to one agreement, that's a marriage. So he said it wouldn't be because he was a bad person or just so sinful. It is because your wives will lead you to their religion. And that don't mean that they're going to be harping on him, talking to him, change your religion, why don't you like my God? No. Just in their everyday being and them worshiping, and everyday conversation. Hey, babe, did you go worship today? Yeah, I went to the temple and spoke to God 4 foot. And it was a great experience. He's a good God. I mean, just simple conversations like that through the years is going to make him think, hey, her God is pretty good. He's cool. She always say this and this is about her God. So it wasn't that someone was going to just try to force them to change their religion or leave God, or that he was just going to be so sinful. But that just happens within relationships, long-term relationships. And so God said, don't start none, won't be none. Marry women of your own religion, right? And it's one big old deal, people. Guess how many wives this Solomon had? 700. Let this sink in. 700 wives. So we know he had sex at least once with each wife. So he had sex 700 times with 700 different women at least. And that's not all. He had 3,000 concubines. I know you know what concubines are. It's a side chick. Side chick, 3,000. And you know what? They all lived in an area with him. They were taken care of. It was no secret woman over here. They were all together. And he decided and chose who to sleep with at night. So, Solomon at least had sex with 3,700 different women. Wow. And what did God tell him the one thing not to do? Marry people of a different religion. Isn't it strange he didn't tell him, you have one wife, that's enough. Maybe you have 3 wives, that's enough. There was no restrictions on sex. No restriction on sex. And it wasn't a shame to have those side chicks either. There wasn't a shame in that. But now it's a lot of shame involved with sex. Tons and tons and tons of shame, especially on a woman's part. But all of these women, 3,700, was living with the wisest man ever on earth and richest man. And if he's the wisest man, because God said, I'm going to give you wisdom beyond belief, he was wise enough to have 3,700 women to have sex with. So these were not dumb choices. Every time he got a wife, it wasn't stupid and dumb and look at you, you're crazy and everything. He was wise. And a man that was wise had a ton of sex. A ton of sex. But somewhere between the Old Testament and the New Testament, things got lost. Because in the Old Testament, you can, like Solomon, you can have sex with more than one woman. They say you have your wife and you cling to her and no other. Correct, but you can have 5 wives, 5 different sex partners, as much sex as you want. And that was not poo-pooed by God. So when we do all these hang-ups and shaming, guilting people into not having sex, and you better not enjoy it. Woman, don't even look like you want sex. You do everything, put on a costume that says, go away from me, I'm not sexual, I don't want you. But then, like I said, there are people that put on sexual costumes, but like I say, they don't do that to get men. That's a competition between women. How sexy am I? How curvy am I? How smooth am I? How perfect? I mean, we just break the hair off our bodies, pluck an eyebrow. There's nothing we won't do to up the next beautiful person. It's just not whatsoever. I mean, people get their hair done and won't even lay their head on the pillow. They kind of sit up so their hairdo won't mess up. It is a lot. It's a lot. So I'm saying the wisest man on earth had 3,700 sex partners. And those 700 wives were of royal birth. They were of royal birth. But in the end, of course, they led him astray. But let me get back to something that's actually in the Bible I want to read. And that is the Song of Solomon. And why am I choosing to read the Song of Solomon? oh my gosh, it's kind of pornographic. And it's pornographic without the actual act of intercourse. And I say to y'all with this quarantine love, y'all need to be spitting the words like Solomon and the lady in the garden that worked in the vineyards. So get yourself ready. Here it comes. If you can't handle this, you ain't handling that quarantine love. Let's get on it. Let's be about it. Now, in Songs of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 1, I don't know if that's the one I want to read first. Or do I want to read? 6, 8, 9. In the Songs of Solomon, they have it separated between three parties: lover, loved, and friends. Lover, beloved, and friends. So when the lover speaks, that's Solomon. When the beloved speaks, that's that girl he got his eye on. Now, how he get all turned on? He got thousands of people, and here he is. He sees this lady, and whoo, he finna do his thing. All right, let me hurry up and get through with this. So, in Solomon's 6th chapter, 8 through 9, he tells her, 60 queens there may be, and 80 concubines, and virgins beyond number. But my dove, my perfect one, is unique, the only daughter of her mother, the favorite of the one who bore her. He told her that, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. You're more beautiful than queens. You're more beautiful than my side chicks. Oh my gosh, you're more beautiful than virgins. All right, virgins were a prize. And he told her, oh my gosh, you're more beautiful than virgins. He was laying it on her. So, evidently, with his 3,000 plus women, he knew how to keep them feeling special. And women need to feel special. You have to go through the mind first to get to the vajayjay. And men, you got to practice now. You need to get on your ball now. Watch some YouTube, TED Talks, something to be on your game like Solomon. But Solomon could spit a rap at 3,700 women and make them swoon, each one feeling special to him, each one feeling beloved by him, okay? So let's look at what Chick says to him, all right? And these just a few pools. The whole thing is just, the whole Song of Solomon is just him and her telling each other how beautiful and wonderful and what I want to do. Take walks with you, sit with you, talk with you. They spent time talking to each other. There was no world around them. It was always them floating on cloud 9 when they were in each other's presence, right? And he adored her. He told her. He didn't say, oh, I want you. You must know I like you. I'm over here talking to you. I said I loved you, 2 days ago. I don't have to say it all the time. But every word he said was honey, just dripping. The wet dew on the morning rose petal. He was doing his thing. And today, men have a rap to try to pick up a woman, one rap for pick up, but he don't have a rap for a lifetime for his beloved, right? All right, so let's see what chapter 7, verse 1 through 9, and that's going to be her. Let's see what she can do. She says, how beautiful your sandaled feet, O princess. No, this is him. How beautiful your sandal feet, O princess. It was Princess' daughter. Your graceful legs are like jewels, the work of a craftsman's hand. Your navel is a rounded goblet that never lacks blended wine. Your waist is a mound of wheat encircled by lilies. Your breasts are like two fawns, twins of a gazelle. Your neck is like an ivory tower. Your eyes are the pool of Heshbon by the gates of Bath Rabbim. Your nose is like the tower of Lebanon looking towards Damascus. Your head crowns you like Mount Carmel. Your hair is like royalty tapestry. The king is held captive by your tresses. He loved her hair. He said he was held captive by her hair, child. How beautiful you are and how pleasing, O love, with your delights. Your stature is like that of the palm, and your breasts like clusters of fruit. I said, I will climb the palm tree. I will take hold of its fruit breast. He take hold of some breast. May your breasts be like the clusters of the vine, the fragrance of your breasts like apples, and your mouth like the best wine. Okay, how can you take some of that? Right? How can you take some of that? I got it mixed up, but you see clearly that's the woman talking. That was her talking, him talking about her. I keep seeing her talking. Let's see how freaky she is, because that was him in chapter 7 and 6. Now we're going to look at chapter 2 of the Song of Solomon and see what's going on there, and that's 3 through 7. Okay? Beloved, like an apple tree among the trees of the forest is my lover among young men. I delight to sit in his shade, and his fruit is sweet to my taste. He has taken me to the banquet hall, and his banner over me is love. He took her out and showed her off. Everybody saw that he loved her. His banner over me is love. Strengthen me with raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am faint with love. You know, women, everybody plays so hard. I'm not going to let him see how much I want him, because I got my heart broke in the past. I'm tough. I ain't going to be running when a woman snap her finger. She ain't got me wrapped up and sprung. But it's a beauty in telling someone this and proclaiming it. You know, even if it don't last a lifetime, it's wonderful to have loved that deeply that you could proclaim such a thing. For I am faint with love. I've been faint with love before. It's a wonderful, glorious feeling and painful at the same time. But it's an emotion I'm glad I had a chance to experience, really, to be faint with love. His left arm is under my head, and his right arm embraces me. Daughters of Jerusalem, I charge you to be the gazelles, and by the does of the field, do not arouse or waken love until its soul desires. Don't just be out here playing with people. You go out here, I want to see her, and you put all this effort in, she's the one, she's special, and you leave. You had no intention of being in love. It was a pastime, a fling, something to do. And it's like, don't awaken love in someone until you know you're ready to be in love. You want, not that gambling. If I fall in love, it's okay. If I want to fall in love. If it happens, it's okay. No. These people are like, I want to love someone, and I want them to love me. I want to be faint with love. And y'all know that in a year. Why y'all out here dating women for 3 and 4 years? Is it don't awaken love if it's not the time. It's not your time if you're hanging around her for 3+ years, taking those years, taking that time for someone else that could love her or you, vice versa. So in the Bible, it's so wonderful to take a moment. I'm not doing Bible study, but I am saying there's freedom in sex. The Bible shows freedom in sex. And I just am a regular person that just want to say, it's okay to be sexual, woman. It's part of who you are. The wisest man God could have on earth had so many sexual partners, it was ridiculous. And that joker could, with his wisdom, tap into what a woman wanted to hear. And he could keep 3,700 women feeling like they were everything. His eyes probably lit up every time he saw one, and theirs lit up to see him, if he talked so nice and sweet and gentle. But there are those, I'm sorry to say, they're not even trying to be with anyone for love. And we just have to ask also for a discerning spirit on how to go forth in relationships and guard our hearts and guard our bodies, which are precious and wonderful and delicious, yum yum, just yummy, right? For the right person. So I done went too long. I know these go quite long, and I appreciate you all sticking it out to the end. And this is Sexy Sin saying, get that quarantine love going, people. Know her body, his body, for every hair that covers his body. Love up on that physique that you said I do to. And enjoy yourselves and treat each other precious. Make them glow like Solomon, the wise man, did. And quarantine love will be strong. Be strong. Deuces.